I wanted to give an update on my most popular video, and that is the walls that I built for my Yardistry 12 by 12 gazebo. It's had a lot of shares and a lot of likes, and I just wanted to maybe give a little more detail and information. So if you see here, that is a 2 by 4 that's cut lengthwise to make basically a 2 by 2. And then on my table saw, and you could do on a router, I cut a groove. Looks about 3/4 inch deep, so probably about half the thickness of that 2 by 4. And I cut that groove just a little bit wider than what these boards are, so you can see how they just slide in there. And then I just used an 18 gauge nailer and just put a couple of nails in there, and then used a spacer to put between. I actually started at the bottom, and you can see where I had to notch right here for this trim around the base of the Yardistry. And then I went ahead and put my first one. Now I guess I should go back a little bit, but there you can see the 2 by 4. So if you buy one 2 by 4, and I just bought an 8-footer, and then if you rip it in half and you use the other half on that side over there that you can see, and then there's another one and another one right there. There we go. So I only bought 3 2 by 4s to make those channels. Now this is what I got at Home Depot, and then I bought some 1 by 6 pine boards. And I'm going to pause and go on the outside. Okay, so on the outside you can see a little better, let me zoom back, that I bought some 2 by 4 cedar railing, and that's what the bottom board is. And I just used a piece of angle iron to attach them to that base. And then I did a lap joint right there. You can see where they cross over each other, and then I just bolted the two together. Then the other one comes across there. Now that I've got my bottom plate established, everything else can go on top of it. So I took a 2 by 4 and I just used a mending plate to attach it to the bottom. And this is on the outside and the back side of the gazebo, so you never see it. And then from there I could establish my height for putting all the 1 by 6s. So there's that channel on one end. Here's the channel on the other end, right there. So I put that first board down and then put spacers, and then just went board by board. Now this 2 by 4 right here, all these 1 by 6s are just spliced and nailed into this 2 by 4. So you can see, so they're just, I think they were meant for fencing, so they were only 6 feet long. And so in that channel, and then coming across to the middle of that 2 by 4 was, I don't know, 5 feet something. And so the two boards don't touch together. So this board here and this board do not touch each other behind this 2 by 4. There's a little bit of a gap, and again, those are just nailed in place. And then because I was afraid of the boards not having enough strength, I put these stiffeners both on the outside and the inside. And again, these are just ripped 2 by 4s, common 2 by 4s. And then they're screwed through the 2 by 4 to the wood and onto the 2 by 4 on the inside. And I'll show you those again. And everything has to be pre-drilled. If you don't pre-drill, you're going to crack the wood. But if you pre-drill and drill a bigger hole on this board so that that screw will just basically slide through there, it's not biting. All the biting that screw is doing is on that 2 by 4 on the inside. and then just come on up. And once you've got the outside done, so there's the back wall. Here is the north wall, as you can see. Same thing, there's the bottom plate, and that is cedar. And there you can see I did a pocket hole and screwed right into that post, into the trim work. And there you can see the lap joint right there, and again the mending plate that I use for the 2x4. Another 2x4 piece. There you can see how that's joined together. And then when you get on the inside, there you can see the other 2x4 piece. And then I just used, for this piece here, is just some of this that was trimmed narrower. I could have left it the same width as a 2x4, I guess. But then I alternated where the screws went in. So on the inside, it's every other board. So you can see there, and then on the outside, it's the other board, every other board. And again, everything is pre-drilled to create a good size hole for the part that's just going to get attached to the other side. I also made some little containers to put glasses and telephones and whatever you want to put in it. Bought some nice hooks and hung from it. But there you can see across the top, you can see then on that 2x4 on the top, I actually just screwed it into that plate. So it does provide some support, but because it's in a shear load, those screws are not providing a whole lot of weight support, but these things are, that top rim plate across there is pretty strong, so it doesn't really need that much support. But anyway, I put that in there across there, and you can see all the way across. Same thing on the other side. And this really does help to keep the wind and the snow out. Of course, I don't get any rain in here, and it worked out really well. Now, I probably spent less than $500 for all of this wood, and I know you can buy a kit from Yardistry for this back wall, and it's like $700 or $800 just for one wall. So I'm pretty happy with it. If you've got a table saw and a chop saw, it's really all you need. Of course, an electric drill with a couple of drill bits and a driver is all the tools you need to build this. Okay, thanks for watching. I hope this helps for those of you who want to try and do the same thing.